Have you ever considered how one event can drastically change the course of a nation's history? In the early 20th century, Russia was a nation on the brink of monumental change. Social and economic conditions were dire. The vast majority of the population were peasants, living in abject poverty. The industrial working class, although smaller in number, was no better off. Living and working conditions were atrocious, leading to widespread dissatisfaction. Meanwhile, World War I was raging and Russia was deeply embroiled. The war effort only served to exacerbate the already critical socio-economic issues. Resources were diverted to the front lines, further deepening the suffering of the Russian people and fueling discontent. In February of 1917, this discontent ignited the February Revolution, a series of strikes and protests that led to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II, ending more than 3 centuries of Romanov rule. Thus, the stage was set for a seismic shift in Russia's political landscape. Oh, with the Tsar gone, who would step in to fill the power vacuum? This was the question that loomed over Russia. Amidst the chaos, 2 entities emerged, the Provisional Government and the Petrograd Soviet. But it was the Bolshevik Party, led by the uncompromising Vladimir Lenin, that began to gain traction. During this period of dual power, the Bolsheviks capitalized on the discontentment of the Russian people. They made enticing promises, simple yet powerful: peace, land, and bread. These were the things the war-weary, impoverished Russian people yearned for: peace to end the turmoil, land for the countless peasants, and bread to quell the gnawing hunger that had become a constant companion. The Bolsheviks, once dismissed as a fringe group, understood the pulse of the people. They knew the power of promises, and with Lenin at the helm, they began to wield this power effectively, growing in strength and influence. The Bolsheviks, once a fringe group, were now poised to seize control of Russia. What happens when promises meet power? In October 1917, that question was answered with the fall of the Provisional Government and the rise of the Bolsheviks. This period, known as the October Revolution, marked a seismic shift in Russian history. The Bolsheviks, under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, seized power, fulfilling their promise to the Russian people of peace, land, and bread. The Provisional Government, seen as ineffective and out of touch with the needs of the people, was overthrown, and a new political order was established. Thus, the world's first socialist state, the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, was born. However, the birth of this new state did not come without its challenges. It sparked a brutal civil war, as those who opposed the Bolsheviks fought to regain control. The country was plunged into chaos and strife, but the Bolsheviks held firm, solidifying their rule over Russia. The Russian Revolution had not only changed the political order in Russia, but it also sent shockwaves around the world. So, what does the Russian Revolution mean for us today? As we've journeyed through the tumultuous events of 1917, we've seen how a spark can ignite an inferno that changes the course of history. The Russian Revolution, in its violent struggle for power, birthed the Soviet Union, a superpower that would shape global politics for much of the 20th century. Yet, the impact of the revolution extends beyond the geopolitical sphere. Institutions were overhauled, ideologies were challenged, and societies were forever changed. Its echoes are heard even today in our quest for equality and justice, in our battles against oppression, in our desire for a world where the many aren't ruled by the few. The rise and fall of the Soviet Union, while a significant chapter in this narrative, is but a part of the enduring legacy of the Russian Revolution. A legacy that continues to influence our world, our thoughts, and our actions. The Russian Revolution, a pivotal moment in history, continues to echo in the corridors of time.